Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, and the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
Hey, welcome to yet another episode of In the Tank with Fish and Minnow. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, which is Bear Creek Artisan Cheeto Bread.
Oh my gosh,
now,
you were so
not
close.
every company makes Cheeto. I can't keep a straight face.
I know, you were so close.
I was going to do it. So, anyway, thanks to another episode, but we're having a blast. We covered important topics.
We do, actually.
We do. I mean, who knew man spreading was a thing?
I know. Who knew? Who knew Cheeto bread was going to be all the rage?
Oh, it's a rage. It's like people are buying stock in Cheeto bread as we speak. Yeah.
Actually, somebody else is probably going to steal the idea before I can even make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. What would you do? You get a call from the Cheeto company.
Yeah.
I don't know who makes Cheetos.
I don't know. It's not Lay's, is it?
You know, and you'd be like, hey, we're gonna build you an entire. What did I call it? I didn't call it a bakery. The big bread building.
The big bread building, the triple B.
We're like, it's called a bakery, Bob.
Yeah.
It's a big bread building, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in trouble. This is it. He's having the big one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we got a great guest today. Alex Mazerolle. She's just a cutie across the board. Across the board. Everything about her, right? And so I've actually talked to her before. Oh. I had her in the tank, and we did a song together because she's a songbird.
Yeah.
She is a songbird.
She is. I heard her singing over at the market Thursdays on 3rd.
What?
I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't know she sang.
Yeah. Yeah, she's... Yeah.
I clearly don't sing, so I'm not in this like whole singer's circle. You don't want to hear me sing. I'm like, if I could turn back time.
Well, what do you do? I don't sing.
I don't sing in public.
Can you dance?
I mean, I can actually. I have really good rhythm. But no, like I was never a cheerleader. You would not have found me like doing anything that like required a count to start. Like, I'd be over here like doing my own thing.
It's like everybody's like, what's she doing?
Yeah,
let's try that.
Yeah, I dance to the beat of my own drum a little bit. So yeah. No, I mean I have good rhythm, but.
Well, you know, that's always the thing, sing and dance. I'm a song and dance man, right?
Yeah.
You know, you do that. You put a guitar in my hand, I can move a little, but I'm not really a dancer. Not my thing.
You're not the backup dancer, huh?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
We're going on the road, everybody.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
I can see it now, yes. Danger.
Oh. You know, my mind works that way.
Yeah.
I think I'm creative because, man, somebody will say something, and I can just build on it. Yeah. And just go, oh, yeah, we can do it. Like she's talking about that. Oh, yeah, start the restaurant, right?
Yes.
It's like, I've already got your bread in there. We haven't even got it built yet. And
you're
we got
a yes
the bread. Man.
That's what it is. You're a yes man. Like you're an ideas person like that is behind the whole yes man thing.
Yeah, I'd work it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, we can do it. We can do Cheeto bread.
We can get T-shirts made. Yeah, I'm in. We get mugs made. I'm in.
Yeah, you did the mugs, right? So anyway, listen, stay with us. Our sponsor isn't actually Cheeto bread, but it could be. You never know. You might be the first person, right, in your area to get Cheeto bread.
You might.
We'll be right back. 93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep into your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important.
Welcome back to In the Tank with Fish and Minnow, and we have on Alex Mazerolle, but I want to say Mazerolle because we've been talking about pasta lately.
yeah, it's like automatically going there.
It's lunchtime.
And now, it's almost lunchtime, and I would like pasta.
Oh, man.
So you said your mom says Mazerolle.
She does, and I've always said Mazerolle, and
interesting.
And it's not going to matter here in a few months because it's going to be Jones. So
I know. It's
okay,
like,
we need to get into all of this.
we're going to sing Me and Mrs. Jones.
Oh, yep.
That is such a great song. It's about cheating, but it's a great song.
I know.
It's like Wham's Last Christmas. It's a breakup song, but it's a great song, right?
I was just singing that song in my head this morning.
Were you?
Yes. Last Christmas.
Great song.
Okay. Focus.
Connected.
I know. That's wild.
It's good to see you. Now, I've had you in the tank before, but I warned you, lovingly warned you. We really want to talk about who Alex is.
Yeah.
You know, and especially since you're not going to be Alex Mazerolle anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to even have to talk about that, Mrs. Jonesy.
Oh, my goodness. This is probably the last interview I'll do as Alex Mazerolle. I never even thought about that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And we've got it here.
Yeah. You heard it first right here. So where did Alex grow up?
Alex grew up in East Marysville, born and raised right here in Marysville.
Local girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Local girl does good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so did you graduate from Marysville High?
No.
Oh.
I was way too weird for that.
Oh, you probably graduated from the Charter for the Arts.
You know it.
Ah!
Yes.
You weren't weird. You were talented.
Oh, man. We're all like, I feel like it was, what's that one movie where it's like a school and they all play instruments?
School of Rock?
No, I can't think of it, but that's just
Glee? My kids.
Yes, similar to Glee. That's how I
Show.
experienced Charter. We were all just kind of like cool drama weirdos. Yeah.
When you said they were all weird, I was thinking, is that Hogwarts? You know what?
I would have liked to go to school there too.
You know, it's like, how weird were they?
Yeah.
Different one.
And so what was Alex like as a little girl? Because you're very talented. You sing and that. Do you dance?
Yeah.
Man, she's the whole package.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I mean, that's definitely
Mr.
not like...
Jones is smart. He knew what he was doing.
Seriously.
And so as a little girl, were you like singing with a hairbrush? I mean, what were you doing? How did that happen?
So my mom put me in, and I hate to say this because this always gets a bad rap, pageants. Like that is how I grew up, like 3 years old, doing pageants, being on stage, but not like the glitz and glam and makeup pageants. Like I attribute so much of my, I guess, stage presence and confidence, everything to pageants. Like that's how I started out on stage. And then of course did like the scholarship programs through the Yuba Sutter Fair. Then I competed in the Miss America organization, but pageants were the beginning point for me as I guess a little girl, being on stage and learning to love an audience.
Well, and you had to have a talent, right? Did you not?
Yes.
So what was your talent?
Singing.
Always singing?
Always singing, yeah.
No baton twirling, huh?
I actually did take baton twirling. No, I really did once.
I called it.
And as soon as that thing hit me in the face, that was the end of my baton twirling.
Yeah.
Converted to yo-yo.
Yeah.
I'm doing
You're too
this.
beautiful to be smacked in the face with a baton.
Yeah. Well, so that's just it's amazing to me because all right. So I'm an old dude. So they had me do the Yuba Sutter Scholarship emceeing, right?
Oh yeah.
And to me, it's a beauty pageant. And they said, it's not a beauty pageant, it's a scholarship pageant.
Scholarship program.
I said, how come they know ugly girls here then? Right? You know, and it's like, well, so it's like, so moving from that, then they started doing what they did, and I went, I get it. And one of the little gals, I still know her, I just saw her the other day, and she acted out a thing of being a soldier coming back from Iraq. She knocked it in the cheap seats. So hers was acting, right? You know, so once you get to see that, then you're like, see, that's the truth. It isn't just a beauty pageant.
Oh, yeah.
Although, you know, it's okay if they look good, but we need to go beyond that. So I think what they were trying to do was transition it. Like, these are bright girls. They're not just another pretty face.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but for so many years, that was the label. So that's why when you say, well, you know, it gets a bad rap, I don't really think it deserved the bad rap, because how long were they doing talent before anybody even noticed? But they earmarked it that way. So it's probably right to change the name. So how many years did you do that?
Oh man, I mean, since I'm 33 now, and I started off when I was 3 years.
There was a pause there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've done pageants forever, and it's a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes thing when it comes to pageantry, because of course when you're on stage, who's not going to put their best foot forward and make sure their hair's combed and they're looking nice? But there's so much that happens behind the scenes. There's personality interviews when it comes to like the Yuba Sutter Scholarship program. They have a fair industry interview. You have to be very well versed in fairs and festivals, and just being able to present yourself, speak in front of an audience, develop a talent. So often I wonder, would I even have known that like singing was my gift if I didn't have to come up with a talent?
Yeah.
You know, at such a young age, I had to decide to do something, and what came most naturally to me was talent. What if I never would have discovered that? So it really provides that platform as well for self-discovery, to figure out what you're good at, what do you enjoy. And when you get in, I mean, I could talk about pageants forever. When you get into the Miss America organization, now we're talking about a platform. Individuals who compete, they have to have something that they stand for, that if they are to be a title holder.
Other than I want peace in the world.
Yes.
That's like probably the most, you know,
they always
the one
make
that
fun of that. It's
of.
like, I just want world peace. Well, so do all of us, but you know, we want a little deeper answer. So you've been doing that all this time? Are you still doing it?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I aged out of the Miss America organization.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's an
what
age
is the
out?
age?
24.
Oh my gosh.
That seems so young, because you're like just getting a lot of life experience at that point.
Yeah, because you only look like you're about 12. So.
Oh, thanks, Fish. I think it's because it's geared.
You know what I mean? It's like, apparently they don't go by how you look. They want to see a driver's license.
She'd still be in.
Oh man. I think because it's geared towards scholarships, and so that's why there's kind of that age cap, because they're hoping that you use the funding. Well, the money is for furthering your education.
So because of that, when you were like in grade school, moving towards high school and that, so you were involved in that all your young years?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So did you have friends that, you know, went to school with you in that understood that and maybe even competed against?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing, like, growing up in pageants is you meet like-minded individuals who are also into arts and pageantry. And so, yeah, I mean, as far as I can remember, like, singing and being on stage has always been a part of my life. I have, like, my first memory of being on stage was I wanted to do the talent show in kindergarten. I went to Notre Dame school, no longer around. And my mom told me no, because it was like the day of the talent show. Like, oh, the talent show is today at noon. And my mom's like, no, you're supposed to like practice, and you need, I was going to do it with my best friend, Chelsea France at the time, and you need to like have matching outfits. Like, you can't do the talent show today. So I stole her Dina Carter CD, and I did the talent show anyway.
Now we find out that she's a criminal.
I know.
She's a rebel under it all.
A rebel. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Did you win the talent show?
No.
Oh, dang.
No, we did not win the
the
talent
experience, was important for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're like, I can do this, right? I think sometimes we forget you don't have to win all the time.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's the ones that don't win all the time that they really build up what it takes to keep going to win.
Absolutely. Thinking about the Miss America organization, I never won. I was never a title holder. I came in
Well, they're a bunch of losers.
Oh, no.
They don't know beauty. They don't know talent.
Oh.
We know, right?
Yeah, we'll judge.
Yeah, she'd have won if we did.
But that's not what it's ever about, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the journey. That sounds so cliche, but that's what it is. It's the people I met along the way, the experiences I have, getting told no over and over and over again. Like, that builds up so much. Like, I'm resilient. I don't, you can tell me no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
move on to the next
no
one.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, so I always thought that to be in Miss America, you had to be like Miss Yuba City or Miss Marysville. Then you had to be Miss County, then Miss State. And so is that the process?
Yep. So you start off in a local pageant. So we actually don't have a local Miss America organization pageant here in Yuba Sutter, even though I'm trying to change that.
Yeah.
Our closest one is Sacramento. So you compete in a local. So you compete for Miss Sacramento, for example. And then if you win that, you compete for Miss California. And if you win Miss California, you go to the Miss America. Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Yeah. So I always thought that I was going to end up on the Miss America stage someday. And
Yeah, you probably will.
I did. This is, I don't know if I should tell this story, but I have worn the Miss America crown.
Ooh.
What? Yeah. I'm not shocked.
Did you also steal it? Just kidding.
Do I have sticky fingers?
You see, it was just laying there.
Stole the record.
I was actually studying when I was competing in Miss America with a former Miss America.
Oh.
And I was staying at her house. And in the middle of the night, I had to try on the crown. This is so bad.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
So I called it. You said, do I look like I have sticky fingers? No, you're just look like a little bit of a rebel.
This was my
Did you take a picture?
Of course I took a picture. Like, I didn't know if I would ever get to wear the Miss America crown.
Yeah.
So
you just had to try it.
I have no regrets.
Yeah.
It looked great on me.
There you go.
It looked great on me. Of course it did.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Is the crown heavy?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Because it's like a real one.
Yeah.
It's the real deal. They're not going
the real
to
deal.
Miss America. You're not getting some funky plastic crown, right? So
It's the real deal.
how cool is that?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So when you think about that, by the time you were a high school graduate, your life had already been steeped into that area, that arena.
Yes.
And so it was kind of a no-brainer. All right, I'm graduating from high school, but this is the road I'm going down. Mm-hmm. Did you go to college?
I did. And I just have to, going back to high school really quick, now that I'm a mom, I think about all the time, like, I was a good kid. I never dabbled
I believe that.
in like
your mother
trouble.
would have whipped your behind.
Yeah, that's true.
You had I know you had a strong mommy.
Oh,
I could tell. Yeah, she was no nonsense.
Yes.
She probably whipped you when you went to that talent show.
She's serious business, and I'm born and raised. She's a single mom as well.
Oh, yeah.
So like we are best friends, and she means business. So
Yeah.
Mama Maz, once she starts calling me Alexandria, like
you're in trouble.
Here we go. Like what did I do? But
Mom, I gave it back.
I think it's because of having like a something I was interested in, arts and singing and being around, especially at MCA, other people my age, that's what we were into.
Yep.
Like after school, we weren't out getting in trouble. We were practicing for the showcase this weekend. Like we were going over our lines for the play we're in next month. And so I think just having that platform, something that I stood for, something that I was interested in, really helped guide me in my life. Yeah. So I was a good kid in high school. As much as I'm telling all these bad stories of me having my sticky fingers, but I was.
So you were
a good
sitting
kid.
at the cool table.
What is there a cool table at MCA?
There's a cool table. I know because I kicked it over.
Oh my goodness.
I was not at the cool table. Well, you know how it is. In high school, there are some cliques, and everybody goes, oh, that's the cool kids, or that's the, whatever. Well, I mean, it's really progressed since I was in high school. Now they got 17 different groups in the quad, right?
Yeah.
All different ones. But I would suspect since you went to the Charter for the Arts, that they may have been different things they were interested in, but everybody was at the cool table because you were all, you know what I mean?
I cannot speak highly enough about this high school. And High School Musical is the movie that I was trying to think of.
That's the one.
That's my experience.
Yeah.
At MCAA felt like there really were not, I mean, at least at my time there, we didn't have cliques and things like that. We were kind of all in it together. Mm-hmm. We really were. And just the curriculum would be tied in with whatever play we were doing at the time. So we're doing a Shakespeare play and then we're learning about that in our English class. It was just so aligned. It was an incredible experience at MCAA. I cannot speak highly enough of that school.
She's part of the MCCA Booster Club.
Right.
Or whatever
No, I'm not, but I would love to
should be.
She is now, right? It's
you're hired.
That's just crazy cool.
Yeah.
But I think it's having that focus. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's I want to do this. Mm-hmm. And then having the support of your mom is 100%. We pick up things from our parents. And as much as we may not want to admit it immediately, later in life we go, oh my God, I'm my dad.
Oh,
right?
I am my mother. Yeah.
Are you your mother?
Oh, yeah. I'm vacuuming before someone comes over, I don't even want to be doing this, but I'm my mom. Here I am, vacuuming.
Yeah.
I'm calling her every day. Hey, Kelly, can I stop by?
Yeah. Oh, geez. We have a golden. We do vacuum every day.
It's so funny. I feel like before people come over, I don't always. I clean my house, from front to top, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This place is a wreck.
Yeah,
I didn't just spend 2 hours.
It forever. No, your house is never as clean as when your mom is coming to town. My mom lives in Oregon, and she'll tell me she's, I'm going to come visit, and I'm like, how much time do I have to clean the house? Because she's somebody that's I'll scrub your baseboards for you. Super sweet. She's not trying to be but I'm
just trying to help.
Thought to clean the baseboards. Moms.
I know, Mom.
Oh, man, I'm glad I took after my dad.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Well, I'm going to get into that. So then you ended up going to college. Did you get to go locally?
Yep, I went to Yuba College.
Yeah, and they have a theater arts program, right?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was actually never really heavily involved in their theater arts program, mainly because I feel like I discovered what I really loved was singing, performing. I love acting and being in theater as well. I love it, but my thing is singing. And so after high school is when I really started getting into different bands and meeting musicians, gigging at coffee shops and things like that. But I did go to Yuba College for a few years, quite a few years, because math was not my thing. So actually, now I think about it, I spent quite a few years at Yuba College, and then I went to Sac State and ended up with my bachelor's degree in communications. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we talk about that?
I don't
Communications?
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And then I worked at CBS Radio for a while after college, and then I worked at Fox 40 for a little bit as well. Mm-hmm.
What did you do there? I don't know.
I was going to ask the same thing. Oh, okay, this is getting weird. Right?
I did all kinds of things at Fox 40. I interned with reporters right out of college, and then I ended up working on their assignment desk as well. And so just finding stories, writing stories.
I would have to put you in front of the camera.
I did that.
I would think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think, right? Because you're very articulate, right? I mean, you know, so math may have been a difficulty, but English wasn't, right? You know, I mean, you can think on your feet and that. And I mean, somebody should have snatched you up to.
Being on camera was fun, but it's a lot of work.
It is.
Pretty
We are actually sweating here.
I'm exhausted after this hour.
Reporting, you're out there usually by yourself with a camera.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes visiting people on the worst days of their lives, and you're alone. But then also sometimes you're visiting people on the best days of their lives. You just never. News is very exciting because you never know what you're going to get. It is a rush every single day. But yeah, that was a little bit too serious for me because if you can't tell, I'm pretty fun and happy. And so I did news for a while, and then I was like, this is so serious. I'm going to go work at the happiest place on earth. And so I moved to Florida and worked at Disney World.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Were you a princess?
I can't ruin the magic. Now that's a story I can't.
You know, I had the opportunity. I had a friend I did radio with. And I can't remember which princess, but she did the thing where you dress up, you do it. And she got paid $400 to do a party because she's the princess. And she said, when you do that, you are not allowed to come out of character.
No.
Right? So they had a bunch of the princesses at the mall. And I got invited over there, and I was interviewing him, and I was having a blast. And the one president, again, I can't remember which one it was, but I, because it was an interview, so I said something, and she said very quietly, she leaned in and she said, I have to stay in character. And I went, oh, you know what? It's like that's a lot of work. And I can't imagine being at Disney World and having to do that all day. You don't get to move out of that mode.
You do. Usually you're out on set for 45 minutes. Then you have a 45-minute break.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so.
But you're still dressed as a princess.
Yeah. I could see you as a princess. I just don't know which one. I can't tell them apart.
Either Belle or Snow White are my vibes.
No, Mulan.
Do you remember what John Cassidy just said? I'm short, guys. How tall do you think a princess is? Princesses are pretty tall.
It depends.
Yeah.
There's shorter princesses. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs just looked tall because she was standing.
Snow White was 4'11". All the dwarfs were 2'11".
Yeah,
so she looked.
So working at Disney was literally the most magical experience ever. Yeah. It is so magical. Especially we got a lot of Make-A-Wish kids.
Aww.
It's so magical.
And people love it there, so everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's always happy to see you. And so that was definitely an amazing fit for me because I'm very happy. I have I'm
So
bright.
was that after you graduated from college?
Yep.
And then so how did you end up even doing that? Do you apply for it? How do you?
Yeah, you just audition. My mom Frank drove me to Idaho. Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh, yeah. No, Utah. Sorry, Utah. And I auditioned for Disney, and yeah.
Your mom's your manager.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Mom's I'm getting her this gig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I without disclosing too much, does being a princess pay well?
Working at Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel people that work at Disney, it's honestly never about the money there. Yeah. I would do what I did there, and I think I would perform anywhere for free. Disney, coffee shop.
That's the other side.
If you really love it, it really does not matter how much money you make. I mean, so working at Disney was never about getting paid. I can't even believe I got paid to do that. Who gets paid to go to the happiest place on earth every single day? And then, of course, I got to visit the parks, after work, now I'm here. Might as well go get me a little Mickey ice cream, you know.
How many churros did you eat?
Right? Yeah. I lost count. Exactly.
I was in the state guard, and during COVID, I got deployed, and I got deployed to the task force because we had National Guard troops and state troops in different food banks because I had to take care of all that. And the guy that was working with me, I was taking care of all the Air Force personnel, and then I would report how many boots on the ground, do they have housing, all that stuff, right? Well, the guy across from me was a senior enlisted guy that was in the Army. So, you're busy doing this stuff. It's nonstop, but we had this little break, and I said something to him, and he said, "What do you do?" Right? And I told him about, doing radio and that. And he said, "Oh, I work for Disney." And I said, "Oh, what do you do for Disney?" Thinking he was going to tell me. Right? He said he was a senior HR guy for all of Disney.
Oh, wow.
He said, "If you ever want anything from Disney," he gave me his card. He said, "You just call me. I'll take care of you." I mean, Europe, America, everything.
Wow.
He does. And it's like, and you're in the military, dude. This is not the happiest place on earth.
It's called balance.
The military is not that. But he loved doing it. He was a really good soldier. I mean, he cared about the troops. I mean, and I thought, if he's like that and he's doing HR, he's going to make sure he gets good people for Disney, right? Yeah. So when you were telling me that, I thought about that, and I thought, wow, I didn't know. How do you get in? Yeah. And you have to have a mama that's a manager, apparently.
Gotta have a momager. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a momager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I can say, being behind the scenes at Disney, everyone is very passionate
about it.
About making magic and making life beautiful for families.
Did the princess get to sing?
Fish, you think I'm going to do anything that doesn't involve singing? Come on.
Everything involves singing.
That's cool.
There's a lot of shows and parades at Disney, so
I think that's cool.
I definitely got the opportunity to perform. So yeah, it was really fun. But Florida is very far from my mom.
Oh.
So,
and since she wasn't relocating?
Since she wasn't going to come to Florida, then I had to move to Disneyland in Southern California because at least that was a little bit closer.
Disneyland is very different than Disney World.
Completely different.
World, yeah.
Yeah, completely different world, which is so weird because it's Disney. But no, it was so different, even the way they run things, everything. But Disneyland's really cool because it's the original, very nostalgic, and the weather's really nice there. Florida gets pretty humid.
Yeah. Princesses don't sweat. They're not allowed to sweat. A princess never sweats, right? Not even that little bit on the lip. Nothing. They're not allowed. No sweating as a princess. So if you look at where Alex is at now, and I know we've had this conversation before. As a matter of fact, one of these days we're going to sing together. I mean, that's going to happen. I know
I'm so bummed you don't have your guitar.
Well, I do, but I don't want this to be about that.
Yeah.
I
Yes, he does, but he's not going.
Right? He's thinking about it now.
He's like, I don't want this happen. Could you go get my guitar? Just actually, Minnow, if you could just step out, get my guitar.
I actually thought about bringing it in here. Oh, look, a guitar, right?
Yeah.
But
this little thing.
But I know for me, I'm never going to stop. I had cancer, right? And all my vocal cords. But, it's like, okay, well, this is how I sound, but I love to sing. And I love to sing with other people. I just love music, right? And I actually have I don't normally like female artists, just being honest, okay? But I have one now. It's that gal that sings Havana.
Oh, Camila Cabello?
Oh, I found out she came out of Fifth Harmony.
She did. I forgot about that.
That girl's got a set of pipes, send you right to the moon. I mean, just incredible, right?
Yeah.
And there's, you do hear that. There's newer ones that are like that. But I got to hear you sing. You had a little video that you sent me, and then when we did do a little gig in here, you sang House of the Rising Sun. And I said to you, well, what other songs you do? And you had like a list. You have memorized a lot of music.
Yeah. We have a 3-hour set list.
Wow.
So I suggested to her another local musician because I know his guitar skills are over the top, and I thought plus he's able to play jazz type chords, which with your voice I'd be like, oh, this girl, right? And so, but you told me you did actually the Thursdays on Third. Was he playing for you, David?
Yeah, Michael David?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he is so amazing. Like John Mayer vibes, like
That's
his voice, the way he plays. Oh my gosh, he is such a talented musician.
So I when I met him, there was a bunch of us guitarists sitting around, and I was watching his chording, and I said, David, where'd that come from? And he said, I was listening to John Mayer, and in order to play it, I had to go learn these chords. So just recently, when Tyler Rich was out there, we played the after party. So I'm up there playing, and the guy that normally plays lead wasn't there. So I asked him, he was out there sitting with his wife. I said, come up. So he comes up and starts playing. He starts chording, and I'm like, it changes the music. He's that good.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just think that's really cool. Now I got to hear you two together because I want to hear that.
I hope so. I know he's very busy. He does a lot of music stuff, but...
Well, he did say he's going to come back and do Thursdays on Third.
Oh, good.
And I've been asked to do that twice. I missed it because of things going on, But yeah, local musicians, local things to do. It's here.
We have so much talent here. It just blows my mind. I'm like, are all little cities like this? Are we special? Or I don't know. But we have so much talent here.
I started playing open mics, and you're right. We've got people, old guys out of the woodwork that, and you're like, what? Where have you been, right? And I was playing at New Earth. They did this thing, and this guy jumps up. He says, hey, can I play lead with you? And the guy's, he's got to be, I'm going to be 74 on Thursday, but this guy's, at least in his late 50s. And Alex, he picked up the guitar, and I'm like, is there anything you don't know? That's what we have in this area. And you are a big part of that jewel. You're a jewel.
Oh, thank you.
You absolutely are. You got a great voice. You got a good sense of where music goes. So where is it going to go now? Because apparently you're dropping Mazerolle.
Oh, yes.
It's going away.
I'm going to be Alexandria Jones, AJ.
Oh, come on, AJ.
AJ?
That
does have a nice ring to it.
Stage name right
Stage
there.
name,
AJ.
right?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've kind of been a little bit quiet in the music scene for probably the past couple of years because I had a baby, and so that just takes up a lot of your energy and time and thought. But
I don't know why.
I know, right?
Come on, it's the day of the modern woman. You pop them out, just keep going, right?
If only.
Right? Sounds nice, Fish. But now that she's 2, I can already just feel it in myself. Like I am so ready to get back into music like I used to. Like I used to be gigging all the time. So I gig with a couple bands in Sacramento. We do a lot of weddings, in Napa and stuff.
Those are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I played in bars for years.
Oh.
There comes a place where you're like, I'm not playing another bar. It's like people dancing, bang, you hit the, hit the gear. It's like, hey,
Weddings are where it's at next.
Weddings are, everybody's happy.
Oh,
Nobody's going to fight. Well, I don't know. Sometimes there's a fight, but mostly no.
Yeah.
It's such great, people watching. There is being on stage and singing and watching people dance and just be so this is prime people watching wedding singer.
Like an airport.
Yeah. I used to work at a mall. Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Me and the other people would sit out on these bricks in front of the mall. We'd sit out there, and as people go by, we'd make up stories, right? You know that? Yeah, it's like they're those two that they used to be together, and now they're trying to make up.
Yeah.
And you're like thinking of all these stories, right? So you're ready to get back out there. So does Mr. Jones? Is he musical?
He doesn't play an instrument. He dabbles in playing the drums. He dabbles and he's played guitar a little bit, but he doesn't play an instrument. He's a little more shy. Well, he would appear more shy, not to me, because obviously we've been together for so long. He's a goofball, but yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry she said that on film, but you know,
sorry.
Hope you're still getting married.
But what I love about him the most is he is so supportive of me.
There you go. That's huge.
We've been together 11 years. Wow. When I moved to Florida, I moved him to Sacramento because he's born and raised here in Yuba Sutter as well. And I'm like, let's move to Sacramento. Let's move to the city. And I'm going to gig out here and all these wonderful things. Okay, great. So we moved to Sacramento in July. And I think about a month later, I'm like, I'm moving to Florida. I'm going to move to Florida and work for Disney. I would have been like, are you kidding me? But no, what does Justin Jones do? He gets a job at a restaurant so he can cover my half of the rent that I'm supposed to pay. And
so his name is Justin?
Justin Jones.
Justin Jones. I mean, that's like another stage and band name. Yeah, Justin Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Justin Jones. Yeah, I hit that home run at the end of that game.
Right?
Like, come on, that's a sports guy right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So he is very supportive of all of my wild adventures and ideas, and especially now, like gigging as a parent, he's always like, he used to be my roadie and come with me, and now he's always taking care of Maisie when I'm doing stuff. So
the baby's name is what?
Maisie.
Maisie
Bird.
Adorable.
Gosh. So AJ, JJ, and MJ.
That's us.
Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah, that's right.
Teacher
So how did you
moonwalk.
guys meet?
Me and Justin. Well, I worked at Casa Carlos right over here in Marysville for 10 years. And so he worked at Northside Fitness, and just mutual friends. There was a couple gals that worked at Casa that also worked there. And they're like, you guys should meet. And when I met him, he really deceived me because he had he worked at the gym.
Dude, you're being outed.
Right, sorry.
It's good.
He had worked at the gym, so he had muscles, tattoos. He rode a Harley. I was like, oh, this is cool. And he's literally the sweetest little teddy bear, shy, sweetest guy ever. I thought I was getting this bad boy rebel. Oh my gosh, he's the most rule following person I know. So
Is my tattoo crooked?
It was just those sleeves that you can take off.
It's a little off. I have to have them redone. It's got to be like this. Yeah. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
11 years.
11 years.
So why did you guys finally decide to get hitched?
So we decided to get married. I think he was going to propose sooner, but COVID times really because Justin knows me. For a proposal, you got to do it big. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I want you to go all out. And so I'm pretty sure we probably would have been married already if I didn't have this, thinking I live in this Disney fairy tale that it's got.
Do tell.
Yeah. And so he had to wait until he could do it the way that he wanted to and the way that he knows that I envisioned. And so, he proposed it's December 18th, 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he propose? Now we all need to know.
Okay, so Justin and I love rooftops. Anytime we travel and go somewhere, we always love a rooftop bar.
Oh, yeah,
we love
a
cityscape. Some people are they like country, we love a cityscape. That's
so
just
lights.
Our thing. And so I was at a gig. I was going to a gig, and he was gonna. He told me we were gonna go see the Nutcracker after this gig. So he's gonna pick me up for my gig. We're gonna go downtown, and all of this, played out to be true. It was happening at the Crest Theater. So I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. So I had this little red Christmas bow on. I was looking so cute to go see the Nutcracker after my show. And so Justin picks me up from my show, and we park at a parking garage that's pretty close to the Crest Theater. And it was a freezing cold day. And so he's like, do you want to go on the roof really quick so we can, see? And I'm like, no, it's so cold. And he's like, it's going to be so cold after the show. If you think it's cold now and it's going to be dark, let's just go, check it out real quick. Okay. And so we go up to the roof, and of course, once we get up there, here's the rose petals. Here's a beautiful sign. Will you marry me?
Yep.
Oh, he's got it.
He's got
a little picnic with champagne, a charcuterie board. And of course, my favorite photographer is there, like ready to capture it all. And so it was perfect. I cried. I was so happy and so surprised because that's all I really wanted was to be surprised. And surprising me is very hard because I got to be in the mix. Like, I got to know everything. And so if he would have, even said like, oh, you should get your nails done, something like that, I would have been on. Oh, yeah. So he knew exactly what to do. I was very surprised. The only thing that was missing was my family. And so, of course, I'm thinking like, oh, this is perfect. And then here opens the elevator, and there comes out all my favorite people. So, gosh, I could cry just thinking. It was the best day ever. So, like, he got it so right.
Your wedding is going to be outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no question,
there goes
right?
my life savings, but it's fine.
Yeah, this guy's already having to plan that, right? Have to put that together,
Yeah.
That's very cool, that's happening. So since music is such a core, though, I mean, you work a regular job. You're over at Blue Zones now, right? And it's like, and I'm sure you've had other jobs before, like you said, Disney and that. But it's like making place for something you love to do, and it never goes away.
It never goes away. Yeah.
And so and really, when you think about it, I mean, people have said, hey, Fish, why'd you choose the guitar? Because you can take a guitar anywhere. If I'd have chose the piano, I mean, it'd have been a whole different realm, although they got the keyboards now, right? And so do you play an instrument?
Unfortunately not. And this is something, I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. I've always felt so self-conscious as an artist because I feel like I'm nothing without somebody else. Without somebody else, I'm nothing but a karaoke singer. And so I've always had this complex, like, I need to play an instrument. And I've tried. My mom's put me in a lot of piano lessons, guitar lessons, ukulele lessons. I've tried everything you could think of. And it just, nothing sticks. And so I've finally come to that this is my instrument, my voice. That's what it is.
That's it. Actually, the Bible talks about that. That's the instrument God loves the most.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the human voice.
So that's,
It's well, you think about that and you think about there's something great about playing with other musicians.
Yes, and that.
When you hit that groove, when you just hit it and you know it. I know for me doing vocals, if I didn't have to play, I can do vocals better, right? But I had to learn to play because a lot of times that was it. But when you get with a group where the music's going, I can actually stop playing and just sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. I get it. So I hope that Justin knows that you marry a songbird, they stay a songbird.
Oh yeah.
That's not going. You'll be 97 and singing. Oh
yeah.
And so,
and now I've created another little songbird who she's like always singing now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, poor Justin. Good thing he loves music because that's what happens in our house.
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What does he do?
Justin works for the county. He works for Yuba County. Yeah.
You guys, this is home. You're home.
Oh, yeah, we're home.
You're home. You've traveled, you've done things, but this is home.
I feel like such a Yuba Sutter gal because I feel like that's just what we do. We all start here, and then we go off and have our adventure and see the world, and then we come home. Because when it's time, like, there's no place like home.
Yeah, yeah. So I have to ask this. So once you get married, is Mom moving in with you?
Well, I live next door to my mom. She lives about 20 feet away, 50 feet away.
Well, I just, the Bible says, for this cause shall a man leave mother and father and cling to his wife. It never says the wife leaves her mom.
Oh, yeah.
Wives always stick, you know what I mean? They're always connected back with mom, right?
Yeah.
That's not part of the deal, right? You get it. And so I'm assuming they get along great.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's
My
really
mom,
cool.
that's part of the reason we moved back home, too, is because I grew up with my grandparents. So my mom was a single mom, but I lived with my grandma and grandpa for 17 years. And so I couldn't imagine Maisie's life not seeing her
not having
grandparents
that. Oh, yeah,
every day.
yeah,
Like, that's just, doesn't everybody? Like, that's just what I think in my head. That's how I grew up. That's how I want Maisie to grow up. And so that's another thing that really drove us back to the area is, one, this is where I want to raise my family. And two, this is where Mama Maz is. Like, so we are neighbors. Yeah, we live right next door to my mom. And so Maisie gets to see her every day.
Is it Maisie or Macy?
It's Maisie,
Z, yeah,
M-A-Z-I-E, and she's
So
actually
does
named
Justin
after
ever
my
drive
grandma.
down the road and go, I'm driving Miss Maisie? Does he pull that? I'm just driving Miss Maisie.
Oh, I never even thought about that. I wonder if he's ever,
I mean, you never know. I mean, he's got his own little relationship going there, going, yeah, I'm driving you, Miss Maisie. You know, it's like, but she'd have been like Maisie Mazerolle. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Jones is perfect.
Maisie Jones is pretty cute.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted to name her Maisie Moon just because I'm groovy like that. And Justin was like, that's a little too groovy
far.
for me. Yeah, he's like, I like it, but that's a little groovy. And so he settled.
You're like a throwback to the 60s.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's like, and actually, you can sing the music from that era, the 70s, the 80s. It's easy for
I'm
you.
an old soul.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed
been
that.
here before.
Yeah. Well, music can kind of do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You just like, there's just certain songs that I hear. I don't care what era they're from. I like them. Yeah. Put Dean Martin on, and this Italian boy is good to go.
Oh, yep.
You know, Dino, sing that, you know.
Have you ever seen the Disney movie Soul? Oh, you have, Kelly? Oh my gosh. So it's about a jazz player, and when he plays the piano, he goes into what it's called flow. And it just, like, nothing else. He's just so in flow, in the zone. He doesn't think about anything else besides being right there with his music. And I think, like as a fellow musician, you totally feel that.
Yeah, yeah. So I do have to ask you, of all the things that have happened, you've already lived such a full life.
Oh.
Right? I mean, just really great stuff. If you could write the course of the next 5 years, if you could be the one to write that, say, this is what Alex wants to see in the next 5 years, tell me what that looks like.
Family. Yeah.
I knew that. I
Family.
just knew that up.
It's crazy, Fish, what being a parent does.
Yeah.
I was also just talking to a friend about this yesterday. My whole life, I've always, like, what's next? Like, what's the next thing? Okay, I got that. Now I want to do this. Like, you're just never satisfied. And being a mom, I mean, I still have a lot of dreams and things I want to do, but that little piece, like, it's, like, the hole is closed. Like, that's everything is family. Family is so big, and being a parent has just been the most amazing experience. And so I just can't wait to get married, because then Justin said maybe we can have another baby. So that's really why I'm doing this whole thing.
I like him. You know, he's squared away. He's got it. I have to tell you, I just love you're not self-absorbed. You're not self-centered.
Yeah.
You're a real girl. You know what I mean? Just the real deal. And yet you got a lot going on that some girls would be. You know, it's like, well, hey, I'm smart, I'm good looking, and I'm all that in a bag of chips. And you never, and all the time I've known you and the times we've talked, that's not your thing. And then for you to say family, oh my gosh, that's like the icing on the cake. You know, it's like I just love it. And your relationship with your mom, that's huge. You know, and now where you're at with your daughter and get married, and you guys are going to have amazing life together.
Life feels super exciting.
Yeah.
And thank you for the kind words. I think it's because I'm a Yuba Sutter gal. Like, this is just, we're real. Like, we're homegrown, real people here.
You know, that's what I want to try to do. That's what happened with you. I met you, and I don't even remember how I met you, but once I got you in the tank, you weren't getting out. And it's like,
he keeps me chained up every day he leaves.
So it's like Kelly's just real.
Yeah.
She's just real, and I feel like all of us in this world are like, we've seen enough.
Yeah.
Can we just be real people? Would that be okay with everybody? I'm not on Facebook trying to what do you call that? Posture or whatever to be something I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I love doing this. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I think this is important that the community gets to see Alex, right? Even though she's not Alex Jones yet, she's headed for Jones, right? You know what I mean? And it's like we're gonna have to do somewhere along the line. We're gonna do music together. I'll get a couple of the songs you do, and we'll do them together. And I think I told you I write.
Yes.
And I've got a blues one that would. I think my son actually, I played it for him. He said, "Dad, that's the best thing you've ever written."
Oh my gosh.
It's called "Right Before Your Eyes." It's a song about truth. It's right before your eyes.
Oh my goodness.
So.
Yes, Fish, I'd love to gig with you. I'm ready. Let me know.
We're in. How much time we got left? I'll grab the guitar. 2 minutes. We can't do it.
Here first.
So, this is because you survived the tank.
Oh, wow.
You get your very own.
How cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you made it. Although it only says with fish, so you have to remember the minnow was here, right?
Unforgettable. You're fine.
Unforgettable. Don't worry about that. She's unforgettable. You're good,
My gosh, thank you so much. And thank you for letting me share a little bit about me. It's been really fun chatting with you.
Yeah. I think that of all the guests that we have, she's my favorite. Oh, wait a minute. I say that about all of them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think I just heard you say that.
They're all my favorite. How can they all be your favorite?
How can they keep getting better?
Yeah. No, I think of all the guests because I've talked to you twice. Thank you for being willing to just kind of be open. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. This is where my life is, right? And just unashamedly, I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's right.
This little songbird's gonna keep singing,
That's
right? So, one of these days we're gonna be watching a TV show, and it will be Alex and Maisie.
I was just gonna say it'll be Alex and Maisie.
Oh my goodness! AJ and MJ. Here we come.
She's gonna have to play an instrument though.
Yeah. She'll learn the keyboard. She'll be cool.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you'll be like in Top Hat and Tails doing one of those things. That she's playing the keyboard, and Alex is dancing around. Anyway, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. And I just think we'll probably do something else together before this is over because it's fun.
Yeah, it's always fun.
So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. This is going to be the last time you're going to get to be able to call her Alex Mazerolle. You will be referring to her as Mrs. Jones. And it will be cool. Thanks for watching. Like I said before, hit the button, do all that stuff.
Subscribe.
Subscribing. And then, again, we want to bring up, you may be right on the cusp of recognizing our new sponsor, Artisan Cheeto Bread. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Out of control.
93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep into your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important. Well, we're back, and I'm telling you, is Alex, she's the real deal.
She's awesome.
She's a sweetheart. She just is genuine. I love that the way she talked about her grandparents.
Yeah.
And her relationship with her mom.
Yeah.
And what it was like to now be a mom.
Yeah.
She just.
And that her world is complete in that.
Yeah.
It's super sweet that she's living next door to her mom. Okay, though, I have to ask, because I knew she wouldn't tell us anyways. Did you hear when she said there's no place like home? Is she Dorothy? Because she said she's not tall. She's not a princess.
Yeah, red ruby slippers. I mean, you should have
She said there's no place like home. She's got the dark hair. Anyways, now that, I'm going to lose sleep over trying to figure out who she was at Disney World. Well, there's got to be pictures somewhere.
I know that I've talked to her before, and I heard part of that story. Yeah. But I wanted to know, all right, so Alex, what happened to you in the story? Mm-hmm. Right? What was it to you? And I liked the way she said she was at Disney World and she wanted to come home.
Yeah.
You know, she has a very close relationship. And I like the way you said, yeah, and Mom wasn't moving out there, right?
Mom's not moving, you come
Mom's
home.
good, you know? And it's very, she was able to really tell the story of who Justin is through what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't know a girl that wouldn't have been melted behind that.
Well, the family, like to know that family is everything to her, and then to have them be part of that proposal, and that's what she's thinking is missing, and then the elevator doors open. He knocked that one out of the park. I mean,
it means he hears her.
Yeah.
He really does hear her.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've been married 52 years, and if you said what's the most difficult part of marriage, it really is. It's hearing the other person, because sometimes it's not what they say, right? It's almost like they're not trying to hide it.
No.
It's just for whatever reasons. I love it when women say, well, you should know that.
If I should know it, tell me.
Yeah.
If I should know it, tell me. Yeah.
Because I'm going to try, but...
but I'll probably get it wrong, and then you're going to get a stereo for your car, which might not be what you wanted.
So these have been a lot of fun, the interviews that we've been doing. I feel like we're where we need to be in them. I really want the community to know who they are. You know, she's not just the gal that works at Blue Zones, right? Or you know, however else they may have connected with her. Not even the girl that sings a song, right? She has a life, and I think sometimes we don't see each other that way. Had I not interviewed you, I wouldn't feel as close to you. I feel like I know you, right? You know, and it's like, and you know, and I want to be careful how I say this.
Oh boy!
I almost know what'll get me in trouble, right?
Yeah,
right. You know, it's like, I'm not going down that road. Yeah. So, but it's really good, and I think people want that. It's like, this is like reality TV that's really real. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, we're doing interviews, but I want them to know each other. I want the community to recognize what's really there. Yeah. And sometimes when I've been doing interviews, I've done probably 3,000 interviews, right? You know, and it's like sometimes it's just about their job.
Yeah. Well, that's what we do. We put titles on people, and then we put them in a neat little box, right? And we say, like, Kurt produces and Kelly bakes, and you get all these little boxes that people do, but to like hear how somebody grew up and to see what makes them tick and what makes them happy. I think, you feel a level of connection with people that maybe you don't. So the next time you see them out, it's like, oh, Alex started singing when she was 3. Like, that's amazing to me. That, like, when she said that, I was just like picturing this adorable little toddler belting out, But it's like, how neat to be able to connect and hear people's stories on just a different level than, you run into them and they're at work, or it's just different.
Yeah, because when I do interviews on the radio, they're about an event or about an organization. And those are important because we're getting information.
Absolutely.
But this is about people.
Yeah.
This is about people, and I love it. I would have never known all the times I've interviewed Brian Danielson from the CHP. Man, when he came in and just cut loose on what he's doing and how excited he is about it. And he's very quick-witted.
He is.
Very quick-witted.
He was super fun. I loved that. He had his books. Like, he was all in.
Yeah, and you're like taking pictures of the book.
I did. I was like, I might need this book later. Who knows? This might be like a 50th when I hit 50.
Yeah, we got to find out when he's going to do that.
I think October.
Yeah, and then we'll have him on after.
Absolutely.
Just kind of as a follow-up to do that. But,
that would be fun.
And then we're also going to let you know, folks, right around the corner, Kelly has moved a step closer.
It's true.
To Cheeto bread.
It's true.
She has found something that
an
is
acceptable replacement.
An acceptable replacement that might be a little healthier for us. And so if we get that, we're going to try it right here in front of you and let you know this is Cheeto. And then we got to find, what do you pair with Cheeto bread?
I know. I was just
is
thinking
it wine?
that.
Do you put wine with Cheeto bread?
Think
Is
so.
coffee? I'm not sure coffee. All right, so we have to figure out what goes. I don't know, maybe a Coke.
I was like, is that like a Red Bull? I don't drink Red Bull.
Red Bull.
It seems like a very teenager snack.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Red Bull and Cheeto bread.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you top it with macaroni and cheese? I don't know.
Well, you're the one that came up with the popcorn and cheese.
Oh my gosh. No, that was a Trudell thing. But seriously, you have to try that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking Parmesan.
Yeah. A little Romano.
Oh, Romano. Oh.
Yeah.
A little oregano.
Yeah. Okay. Now
Oh, yeah.
I'm hungry again.
We need to go to lunch.
Yeah. And cut.
All right. Listen, we want to thank you for watching. We hope you're enjoying these. These are a lot of fun for us. We hope that through the course of this, you feel like you know your neighbors just a little bit better, a little bit about their life. And it's not just that person that has that business or runs that nonprofit or, maybe just as, I really want to break into these are the people in your neighborhood.
I know.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Again, hit the whatever that button is, and then leave a comment. Let Kelly and I know what's your favorite parts. And if you'd like to get on the list to order the first round of Cheeto bread, feel free to put your name and address there. We don't know what it's going to cost yet, but it will be worth it because it's going to be tested by her sons. They will know if it's a desirable bread.
Oh, they're brutally honest. Yeah.
I just don't want to know it comes back a flop. That would be a bummer.
It's on you.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks again for watching. You've been watching In the Tank with Fish and Minnow.